Oh, we didn't do very much ASMR in this episode. That's not.
Oh.
No.
Freddy's. No, but really, welcome back
to Silent Screaming
Resurrected. I'm your host, Jordan Gradell.
I'm your other host, Patrick Hill. We're drunk.
And we're the two best friends that anybody could have. We're the two best friends that anybody could have.
We both just started doing this. I have the squeaky chair again.
Yeah, you're not allowed to move.
Speaking of Resurrected, I didn't mention this earlier. Did you notice that I deleted the old episodes? They are lost to time now.
I don't know if I'm sad or happy about that.
I'm happy because maybe when people look for our podcast, they'll actually find it. And not find the old one and be like, oh no.
Oh no. The original version? Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Just whispering the whole time. We're a horror comedy podcast where we review horror movies, giggle at each other because we're dumb, and get drunk and do some ASMR.
But very rarely.
The cultural phenomenon created by millennials, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely made that. That's that level of cringe that, like, we created ASMR and Disney gays and...
What's a Disney gay?
You know what a Disney gay is?
Mm-mm. I know a Disney adult.
It's basically that, but gay.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Like a gay who really loves Disney.
Oh.
A friend of mine the other day was like, I'm a Disney gay. And I was like, what makes you a Disney gay? They were like, I like Disney and I'm gay. And I'm like, you're not a Disney gay. I'm like, a Disney gay is someone who like will wear Disney ears on their wedding day or something crazy like that. Or have like a Disney cake or something like that. Or have like Disney all over their house, like decor.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
like
Disney.
hardcore. Okay.
That's when it becomes too much.
Okay.
I think that it is okay to be an adult who likes to go to Disney. However, this might be a controversial opinion.
Don't cancel us.
Because I know you've been to Disney as an adult. Disney
Of course.
World.
Of course.
I've never been to Disney World. I've been to Disneyland, which is good enough.
No.
Good enough.
No.
I'm from California. It's good enough. To me, logistically, it does not make sense to spend the money to go to Disney World when you can go to France or somewhere in Europe or somewhere abroad for that same amount of money.
I mean, 100%. Is it expensive and just kind of unreasonable? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
all the Disney gays have turned the podcast off already.
But I'm going to defend all the Disney fans because I get the hype. Like, Disney does such a great job at what they do. You haven't been to Disney World, so it is not the same as going to Disneyland. I've been to, no. Well, you've never been to both. I've been to both. Okay, as someone who
I know you've been to both.
As someone who has been to both,
Loser.
Disney World is by far better.
Right here, there was a several-minute rant by Jordan about the magic of Disney World, but it was cut for time, so back to the podcast.
But anyway, this podcast is not about any of the things we just talked about.
Maybe we should rebrand.
We should rebrand.
What we've learned so far is that Jordan may or may not be a Disney adult. She went on a at least 6-minute soapbox.
Oh
about
God!
Disney.
Okay, well, you're talking shit, and you're talking about shit that you hadn't even been to. So I had to just like keep you in check.
This is bringing me a lot of joy.
Okay, but it kind of fits with the theme because today we are talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Speaking of another giant anthropomorphic, is that the right word?
That's a really great word that I've never heard before.
Talking animal person.
It didn't even
creature.
talk though.
But like, you know.
It's a character in a costume.
It does human things.
Yeah. So today we're talking about Friday. I keep wanting to call it Friday Nights Freddy. Friday Nights
at Freddy's.
Friday Night Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. And if you don't know, which I think most people do, is based off of the game Five Nights at Freddy's.
Apparently there's a lot of lore around it too.
Like what?
I don't know a lot of it. I just know there is lore. Speaking of the lore, my roommate Brandon Weber gave me the recommendation for the drink name, which Jordan is not drinking because
I am drinking. I'm just still drinking my private.
She's still drinking the Saw drink because we're recording secrets. We record multiple episodes. We're wearing the same outfit. Record multiple episodes at once. This is my Five Nights at Freddy's drink, and this is a bite of 83.
What does that mean? A bite of 83?
Apparently in the lore, there was a bite that happened in 83 by one of the animatronics. It bit a child. I'm going to Google it.
In the
I don't remember
film?
what it was. No. It's in the lore.
Like in real life?
No.
What are you even talking
The
about?
lore.
And this is the part where I spent several minutes reading the wiki page for Five Nights at Freddy's about this specific incident. Problem is I think I had a little too much to drink because I talk really fast and I slur a lot, so you can't really understand me. So we're going to skip right past that and get back to the show.
I'm not going to lie. I only understood maybe half of what you just said.
Did I talk too fast or was it slurring?
Both. Something about a kid getting his head cut off and something about...
A kid got his head stuck in an animatronic mouth of Freddy.
Okay, well.
That was the bite of 83, which is currently a not very good drink that I made that has tequila and blue curacao and lemon juice and
ice.
Seltzer and ice.
Well, enjoy. Bon appetit.
Bon appetito.
Bone apple teeth. So we watched that. We didn't watch it together, but we haven't really talked about it. So what are your initial thoughts? Did you play the game as a kid growing up?
I played the game once or twice.
Okay, same.
I don't remember it vividly. I remember everyone being like, it's so scary. And I remember playing it being like...
Do you know what? I think it would be scarier if you played it on the Oculus.
Probably. I think everything's scary on the Oculus.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never played on the Oculus, though. I almost did when I was at your house, but I didn't know how to do it.
That didn't surprise me.
My initial thoughts, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. It felt like a big blockbuster horror movie, which was really more of like anytime a horror movie is PG-13, I'm already not invested because you can't scare me if there's not going to be rated R content most of the time.
Why do you think they did that? Do you think they made it PG-13 so they could try to capture a broader audience?
Yes,
more
that's
kids.
Exactly why. It's money. But I don't think...
Money, please!
But here's the thing. I think, one, kids like horror, and they're going to watch it if their parents let them or not. They'll find a way. Maybe it'll be illegally, so they wouldn't make money. So now I get it from a business perspective to make a PG-13. But a PG-13 movie is always going to feel like they cheated us of something. Mm-hmm. They didn't show us. There are so many scenes of someone being pulled away by a monster, by an animatronic, and then you never saw what happened.
Yeah.
And I am always disappointed. The one gory moment we got was where the fucking babysitter gets bit in half.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. And
we only saw the shadow of that happening, right?
No, we saw it happen. We saw her legs go on the ground.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you're right.
But that was really it.
Yeah.
I will say another initial reaction. Josh Hutcherson made me feel like I am 8,000 years old in this movie. Because at first I thought this was supposed to be his daughter. I know it's his sister, but she's old enough to be his daughter. Or
How
young
old
enough
is
to be
he?
his daughter. He's 31.
Hey, shout out to my 92 babies.
Which means he's old as fuck.
Okay.
I'm kidding, I'm 30. I'm kidding, I'm 30. But he has such a baby face.
He does. I don't feel like he's aged since the Hunger Games.
Bridge to Terabithia came out. Granted, he probably filmed this when he was a year or two younger. But the year it came out, he was 15.
In Bridge to Terabithia?
He looked like a bebe. like a 10-year-old to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
He does have a baby face. He does.
But I didn't realize we were basically like the same age the whole time.
This whole time, who knew?
I always thought he was a baby. And then he's in this movie and he still looks the same,
Yeah.
but he's suddenly 31.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Botox, you know? Speaking of which.
Your initial thoughts?
I kind of feel the same. I didn't necessarily have super high hopes because I knew it was going to be PG-13, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head earlier by saying, like, we're always going to feel like we're being deprived of something. And everybody is saying this online, like it tried to do what Willy's Wonderland did.
Which I still haven't seen yet.
I've seen like bits and pieces of it. I need to like sit down and watch it because I it's one of those movies where like I started watching it and I just get very easily distracted and I'll like be on my TikToks or whatever. But I think it would have been much more enjoyable if it gave us like the gore and like the shock value, because it's right. Like as an audience, we're sitting there, we're watching it, and we know what it's about, right? We know it's about animatronics that come and try to kill you.
Yep.
Right. Like we are already prepared for the silliness that it is, and we're accepting of that. So give us a little something in return, you know, like give us some more blood, maybe give us a couple of bad words. Like we didn't even have the like vulgar language. Not a lot of blood, not a lot of, you know, I don't know. And I think that the storyline, they tried to give it depth by making, and again, I could be wrong. I've only played the games a couple of times like you, but I don't feel like the animatronics in the game were possessed by children's ghosts.
No, apparently they were.
They were?
Mm-hmm. I think that's part of the lore.
See, I don't know. It just felt very kind of cheesy to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I understand it is supposed to be cheesy, like it's animatronics, right? But
I just feel like it didn't need that many layers, you know? I didn't need to like have the ghost children. And I also just don't understand. I'm like, how did this serial killer kill these children in a way that turned them into animatronics? I know he hid their bodies in the animatronics. Right. But okay, also where like Foxy, remember Foxy? Foxy was just like robot bones. Where's the child's body on that?
I don't know. I
Where'd
was
it
very
go?
confused by that as well. Like, did no one notice the stench?
That also, I'm like, no smells.
I had a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of plot holes.
Also, like, I liked Matthew Lillard being the villain.
Did you think that was a surprise? Because I was shocked when he pulled the.
No, I for some reason I looked at my roommate and I said, Matthew Lillard's cameo was too short. He's going to be the killer, isn't he?
Ooh, you called it.
But I also don't I don't understand his motivations because he is the one who like convinced Josh Hutcherson's character to take that job. But he also knows that he kidnapped Josh Hutcherson's brother. So like, why would he do that?
And his brother wasn't one of the animatronics. So that makes me wonder how many more kids did he murder?
Yeah,
and
I
also,
feel like there was a lot of potential here, but it was just like lost by it being PG-13.
And yeah, and it didn't really make sense, right? Because he knew that the children he was able to control like the ghost children animatronics, but I don't understand if like his specialty, I shouldn't say that, but like his meat and potatoes were, I don't know what I'm trying to say, was like being a kidnapper and murdering children. Now he's like controlling the children to murder the security guards.
Yeah, somehow he had power over them. It was just
the motive was weird. I agree with you. The motive didn't make sense.
He like somehow convinced these ghost children that he was their friend and that like they should do what he wants them to do.
Yeah,
which I don't get.
I think
there's just a lot of things. Also, like, why not just close it down?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Like, it is closed down, but like, why are we still
why are you trying to draw more attention?
Bulldoze
to
that fucking shit.
Yeah, you've already gotten away with it.
Yeah, like I guess he was worried that they'd find the kids, but what's more likely to make you find the kids? The building continuing to exist and
your security guards
condition.
Mysteriously disappearing,
right?
Or quitting.
Yeah,
no, I agree. But I will say the things I did like is like visually, I thought it was
gorgeous.
it was a pretty film. I think, and you see, I saw all of the stills before I watched it, and I was like, oh, this movie looks like it has potential.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think all of the animatronics were puppeteered by like Jim Henson's people.
Oh,
You know, like Jim Henson,
oh, I know Jim for sure.
your best friend Jimmy.
My Jimmy boy. What else did he do?
Isn't he Elmo? Oh fuck, Jim Henson.
Oh, see Sesame Street.
Sorry, he's the Muppets.
Muppet. I didn't know that. That's a good little fact.
He's the Muppet puppeteer. He's dead now, but he died in 1990. But his people did like all of the puppeteering for this. They did Sesame Street. They do the Muppet Show. They did Dark Crystal. Anything that has like really intense puppeteering.
Okay.
Most of the shots on screen were like where they weren't walking, were just puppeteered. But anytime they were walking, there was like someone in the suit.
Okay. I understand. That's a good fact. Well,
Also, I think the acting was good. I think it was decent.
I
Josh
think they
Hutcherson did a
did
good
the
job
best that they could for what they were given.
with the source material.
There were some moments where Josh,
Hutcherson?
I can never say his last name. Hutcherson? I
Hutcherson.
want to say Hitcherson.
Hutcherson.
Josh Hutcherson, where he was like,
You can just call him Peter Millark.
yeah, Peter. When he was like having an emotional moment and he was like, no. I found it kind of
Comedic.
comical.
There was a scene where he had like tears streaming, and I was like, you act your little heart out, boy.
Yes, it's giving.
Do we think Josh Hutcherson is hot? Because I do. Kind of.
I wouldn't say hot. I would say he's cute.
I think he's hot.
We love a short king.
This is another one of those horror movies where I think we should start talking about this when we see a movie like this, where how do the main characters explain what happened at the end of this movie to the authorities?
Right.
Because not only did the building, I assume, collapse. Okay, first off, this isn't the end because Matthew Lillard signed a 3-film contract with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, God.
So there's going to be 2 more. And my guess is one of them at least is going to be a prequel, probably, about like
The kidnappings
and stuff, probably.
See, I feel like
That could be
that's what I
better.
want to see.
That could be better. I think it's going to be a better film. Maybe them becoming the animatronics in the first place.
I almost wish they would have started with that, though.
They had to like give us fan service, like what the game was first, I guess.
I guess, but I do think this movie put a lot of people off. I don't think it was well received
Yeah.
by the majority, and so I don't know if a lot of people are going to be really excited about seeing the next 2.
Do you know what the highest grossing video turned into movie made from a video game is?
Resident Evil. Wait, let me guess. Is it not this one?
Nope.
Wait, don't tell me. The Last of Us.
Nope.
Don't tell me. Pac-Man.
Nope.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Nope.
Mario.
Yep.
Okay.
The
I know I get there
2023
eventually.
Mario, do you want to know how much it grossed
In the
at the
box
worldwide
office?
box office?
250 million.
Ooh, real low.
That lower?
No, sorry.
Oh.
No, you're really low.
700 million.
Higher.
Ooh, 800 million.
Higher.
$1 billion.
Higher.
Oh, $5 billion.
No, lower.
$3 billion.
It was 1.3 billion.
Oh, okay.
It's the highest grossing film, which is actually wild because the second highest grossing video game turned into a movie is Pokemon Detective Pikachu in 2019, which only grossed 450 million.
Dang.
So there's a huge gap between that and Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
Like
And that was Mario was a
huge.
great movie.
I still haven't seen it.
It's good. It's worth a watch.
I never saw it because I want to see it, but I was so turned off by Chris Pratt. I was like, I'll watch this later.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand that, but it is worth a watch. It's good.
Okay. It's definitely on my list. I think this movie had a lot of potential. I think it had some good aspects. I think that, but again, on the explaining to people what happened, like the main characters,
Yeah.
in addition to the building collapsing and assumingly like the police coming and finding all these dead bodies in this building, including all of these people who tried to like his babysitter, his aunt who was babysitting his daughter is also dead on his living room floor.
True.
Remember Freddy killed her?
True. But the female cop, the daughter of Matthew Lillard,
She's gonna be like, it's all good, baby.
I think when it's multiple people corroborating a story, it might be a little bit more believable, especially because she is a cop.
Yeah, maybe.
And because Matthew Lillard technically was still alive the last we saw of him, they might find him. He might get away. Like, he might be gone by the time other authorities get there. But I think it's going to help with the fact that the female cop was left alive and she can vouch. Oh, maybe she has a body cam on we don't know about.
She should.
But it was also her dad, so maybe she was trying to protect him. I don't know.
Yeah. It took me almost half of the movie to realize that was Guinevere Beck.
Yeah. I knew immediately.
My brain couldn't place her. I was like, why do I know this blonde bitch? That's why.
I knew exactly.
I remember her from getting naked in front of her first story apartment in New York City and not expecting a creeper to come upon her.
Yeah, that was dumb.
If you were to be murdered and resurrected as a animatronic, what animal would you be?
I think it'd be cool to come back as something that could potentially fly.
The flying animatronic. I think I'd be a squirrel.
Oh, why?
I don't know. Just like the idea of being a squirrel. Maybe with a squirrel with like a really fat ass, you know?
I don't know. I thought it was random that there was a cupcake animatronic.
Also, I spent the whole movie being like, is there a child's head in there?
Yeah, I was confused by that too. Because there was 5 kids and 4 animatronics.
Right.
So one of the kids was the cupcake?
I guess so. Also,
That's weird.
remember how the security guard at the beginning is killed by being put into an animatronic? Where'd he go?
I thought his body was still there. There was one scene where he found...
Was that him? Next to the babysitter?
It was either... Well, it could have been the babysitter's friends. I'm assuming they were all like in the stockpile of bodies.
I was just confused because they tried to do the same thing to the daughter by like putting her in that animatronic. And I was like, where's the security guard animatronic?
I think they just like keep like...
Bodies?
A pile of people, yeah.
Stinky bodies.
Or Matthew Lillard's character came and like buried him somewhere.
Is that all you have to say?
That's all I have to say about them. Yeah, that's all I have to say for myself. I mean, like, if I had to rate it 1 out of 10, I'd give it like a 5.5.
Same. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
I want to see Josh Hutcherson in more movies, though. He's such a cutie little boy.
He is such a cutie little boy.
Speaking of, I still need to see Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
I haven't seen it either.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
I like Rachel Zegler.
Everyone's canceling her.
Fuck them, because like they're just canceling her because she's a musical theater girly. That's all.
They're canceling her because in all of her interviews for the press tour of the new Snow White movie, she was hating on the original Snow White.
Oh.
They were like, I don't know what the question was, but she was like, it's 2023. This isn't the 50s or whatever year it came out, 30s.
Oh, because she's like a lot Latina.
She said that she hasn't seen the original movie, and the little bit that she did see, that she didn't like it. It was really scary. And so it doesn't really matter that if she saw it or not, because they're doing something totally different. Like, it was just like the way she was answering the questions. A lot of people felt that it was disrespectful to the original film. And I think when you look back at all of the other, updated live action versions of Disney princesses, their demeanor is much more like, we're honoring the original and we're like adapting our own flair.
I think it's because she's young and like...
No, I agree. I do. I mean, I would not know how to handle press. And I think a lot of it is just like, maybe she just needs more press training.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody is like canceling her. I don't really give a shit either way, but... Well, speaking of Five Nights at Freddy's, do you want to play a little game?
Sure, I'd love to play a game.
Okay. It's kind of like a try not to laugh. I'm going to tell you a joke that is horror movie related, and you have to try not to laugh. Now, I will preface that these jokes are very terrible. Some of them might be slightly offensive. You can edit those out if you're afraid it's going to get us canceled. And I did not write any of these. These are just
I'm ready.
Off of upjoke.com. Try not to laugh. Why is everyone obsessed with that new horror movie? Like, I was driving around today, and this is the third time someone has rolled down their window and yelled at me, "Hey, watch it." Okay, the next one. This one might get me canceled. What do horror movies and printer ink have in common? The black one always dies first.
I feel like that's actually like magenta.
What would you call a horror movie set in a post-gasoline world?
I don't know.
The Silence of the Lambos. It's so bad. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Have you seen the new horror movie about a bunch of campers that get killed?
Mm-mm.
It's intense. Get it?
I love how she's laughing at her own jokes.
Oh, it's funny. I saw a commercial for a new horror movie featuring a clown, and I said to myself, "That's it?"
Those
What?
were
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh no, I'm not laughing.
This is very similar to the last one. My friend swears he loves horror movies involving clowns. I'm not certain, but I think he means it. I love horror movies. I'd know a good one if I saw one. If I saw one. Okay. Well, I watched a horror movie about pogo sticks. Too many jump scares. Oh, okay. Last one. What's an Alzheimer's patient's favorite horror movie?
What?
The Blair Witch Project?
That one got me.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
That was basically just a several minute segment of Jordan laughing at herself as I sat here.
They're all so bad that they're funny.
Oh.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. I've learned that Jordan is a Disney adult and should maybe not do stand-up comedy.
I didn't write those.
I'm kidding. I know you didn't. Well,
where to go from there?
where to go from here? If you like this episode,
Like, rate, review, subscribe.
you should.
Share with your friends. Tell your coworker.
Please.
What?
I said please.
Yeah. Thank you again to everybody who has donated to our GoFundMe.
Yes, thank you.
We really want to continue to improve the quality of content, quality of audio. Unfortunately, we are not replaceable, so we can't upgrade that.
Sadly.
But yeah, any feedback, good or bad, please let us know, because we obviously do this because it's fun and we enjoy it, but we want it to be fun and enjoyable for everybody else and not just us.
No, this is about entertaining you. If you're having a good time and I'm having a good time, who the fuck cares who's... No, I do still care who's watching.
They're both equally as important. Don't drink and podcast.
Don't drink and podcast, please.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
On the flippity flop.